Hello, guys. Giselle, what are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Oh my gosh, your hair is so cute.
Oh, thank you. I did a good job, Mom. I'm excited.
So you did that yourself?
I did. I did. Okay, look, I'm new to this whole live thing, so I'm really trying to get this going here, guys.
No worries. Are you on live on your YouTube yet, or is that what you're trying to do?
I am actually I am live. I just made it public, so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay. So guys, we're over on Instagram too. My YouTube is on. Tamika's YouTube is on for everyone all to see.
Oh my goodness. Everybody from everywhere.
Technologic. I'm gonna put my candle on.
What is it?
Sugared snickerdoodle.
Oh, I'm sure it smells good.
Oh, it smells so good. It smells like a cookie. And then I have a real one.
Oh, how cute.
My real snickerdoodle.
I want one. You didn't tell me we were having cookies.
I know. Actually, I have mac and cheese too. Did you get any snacks?
You know what? I just like engulf like my pizza. Believe me.
Oh gosh. Pizza sounds so good. I literally just got home. So
I know. I feel so bad.
Oh, no worries.
I was off all day today, FYI.
Oh, you were off today?
I was.
Okay, tell everyone what you want to tell them.
Oh my goodness. Where do I begin?
What's you?
Right?
What is with you?
Okay, so over on YouTube, I mentioned, I'm not working no more, but if everyone remembers the interview I did with my old job, if you like day in the life videos when I was at my old job, not the new one, but the old one. Back, a few months ago, but they called me back. They called me and was like, "Hey, we have an opportunity for you, and are you ready to start kind of like getting your foot back into the game again?" And at first I was apprehensive with this whole COVID thing, so I was like, I don't know. But so I ended up going back off, obviously. But it's not my original job. So originally I was just doing general ultrasound and vascular work, where this one is strictly OB. Oh girl. Oh girl. And I have not done OB in 7 years. So it is kicking my butt.
So is it an OB clinic? That's what it is?
Okay, so originally they took over a OB diagnostic place. So my company before only had 2 locations. Now they have 5. So they added 3 OB clinics. And all they do is 3D, 4D, and like early OB and nuchal translucencies, and also, size for dates, anatomy scans. So I am a little bit overwhelmed.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So are they obviously you don't really need training, but.
I don't need training, but ultrasound is one of those things where like you have to, you know it, but when you don't do it for a while, it's like, okay, you got to like kind of like retrain yourself, right?
Yes.
And even though you know what you're doing, you still feel like a fish out of water.
Exactly.
What are you drinking?
Exactly. This is hot green tea, y'all. What are you drinking?
I'm just drinking orange juice.
Ooh, orange juice is good. Is that in your cute little ultrasound cup?
One of them, it says Ultrasound Sonography Life.
So cute.
Thank you.
Did you make those or did you order them from?
Oh, I made them. I make them.
Oh, they're so cute.
I sell them for like $10. So.
Oh, I need to get my hands on one.
I know. I was gonna send you one for Christmas.
Aw, thank you. So sweet. Oh my gosh.
Welcome. Blake don't never.
Are you on your live?
Huh?
Are you on your YouTube live? I
am.
Okay.
Hi, Vianne. Hi, Classy D Diamond. Cool. So pretty. Oh, you're so thank you.
Yeah, good. Candace said.
Huh?
Did you see what Candace said? She said you got that tea.
Oh, you know, I can't see. Okay, wait, because I just.
You can only see yours, right?
Yes, exactly. So I can't see yours.
I'm just letting you know if they say something to you.
Thank you. But yeah, so like doing a full anatomy scan. Do I have that paper? Hold on one second.
Okay. Hi, Comics Dude, Eggy Twin. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk all things ultrasound and random things. Tamika is telling us about her new job. She got a new job today. Well, not today, but she got a new job. She's telling us about it today. And she works at an OB office. OB is my worst, you guys. Like, I really suck at OB. I really suck at OB exams. But Tamika is on live on her Instagram. I'm on her Instagram.
Yes.
I'm on my YouTube, so go follow her. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Miss Hawaii.
Yeah. I don't see the paper. But
you don't have it? Oh, with like the protocols and stuff?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
You'll be fine with OBT.
Oh, thank you, Candace. And you know, when you've been a sonographer for so long, and someone feels like they have to teach you, you're kind of like, okay, no, I know this. I just got to get the lay of the land. And they come at you like, I don't know, you know how sonographers don't really want to like, God, I got to retrain her all over again or reteach her or teach her at all. And I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. And so she's like, oh, you catch on really fast. And I'm like, this is nothing new to me. I just got to get back into the rotation.
Right. I mean, you're very experienced, and this goes to show, like, even though you do it for so many years, sometimes you still will need help or.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll still be intimidated. Like, you'll feel defeated. The first day I went back, I've been there 2 weeks now, and the first day I went back, girl, I came home with a migraine, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I just felt like I said, a fish out of water, and I was lost. But, and now I'm the student, and it felt weird.
Yeah.
And
it felt weird, right?
And I'm like, wait, and I kind of had to give myself a pep talk. I'm like, okay, no, I got this. Like, what are you doing? Like, get into the game. Like, come on, you know what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. You know what you're doing. You know how to evaluate these babies. And so just being in a new environment, and the pandemic does not help because you're all, covered up with masks and everything. And hi, Blake. And so it's like,
shout out.
Right, exactly. Right. Girl, he changes. Aww. He's so cute. And so it was a lot. And the second day I went in there. And so the first day, this is what they expected. So the first day I went, they wanted me to shadow the girl to see how they worked the environment and how they did their patient flow. And they probably do, OBs are 30 minutes, every 30 minutes. And it's an 8-hour day. And you will have, in between, you'll have nuchal translucencies. And you'll also have, which is like measuring the fluid behind the baby's neck. And also, you will have like early OBs, viabilities, things like that for dating. But that was the patient flow. Second day, I had to do the whole study, everything by myself. Hi, Braxton. Yeah. I had to do the whole, like, I think we had 13 patients, 14 patients, and it was like
by yourself.
Girl, by myself. And so.
What? That is insane. You know, I always tell in my videos, like, it might feel stressful, but you may have someone else there with you. Right.
Girl, believe me.
Here's your situation where you're by yourself.
Yeah. And this is like really key. You guys have to remember, like, even though you may, like Giselle mentioned, even though you may be skilled in this, it's okay to ask questions. Believe me, I've been asking questions ever since I've been there because one, I want to make sure that I'm getting what the radiologist wants and I'm following their protocols and making sure like I'm not just going off what I know. I want to know what you guys want and make sure that I'm getting those images as well. And so, hey, you know, if I have to go out and get the tech, can you come in and check my images? Are these everything that the doctor wants? It's okay to ask, believe me. And thankfully, this location, they are willing to, this is what they want. They're okay with me asking questions. So
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to. And also like you want to be very
hi, Candice.
Good with that because you may have lawsuits.
Right.
Against you, the doctor.
Right. And girl, like, so you have to get the outflow tracts of the heart. You have to.
So you can do that?
Oh, girl. Yeah.
Well,
right.
I can't do that, guys.
And girl, look, so my first OB back, I was like, oh gosh, I have to do this by myself. And I literally took probably like an hour and 15 minutes to do a 30-minute exam. And I'm not shameful to say that. It's okay because now I'm back into the swing of things and it took me a couple days to get there, but I'm fine now. But it was just like, you know, I was making sure that every single image, it really reflected back when I was a student. When you're a student, right? Yes. So every single time you're scanning something, you're like, is that okay? Is that right? And it's like when you're the teacher behind them, you're like, just take it already. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And so that's what the girl was saying. She was like, you're fine. Just take the image. I'm like, I don't know. I just want to make sure. So I talked to the doctor. I talked to the radiologist. I actually went to him, which is, I will like definitely tell you guys to do. If you're not sure, go sit down with the radiologist. They love to teach. And if you go sit down with the radiologist, they will really go over your images like, okay, you should tweak this a little bit. You should do this. So I sat down with him and he was like, no, your images are great. Don't worry about it. If I have a question, there you go. I know, right? It was me second guessing myself. And he was like, if you have any questions, then, you know, fine. But if not, or if I have questions, I'll text you. But other than that, you're fine. Exactly. And Candice said it's just confidence, she said down there. Oh. Girl. She probably does OB. Oh, she probably does. Candice, do you do you do OB? Oh, she said see. But I mean, how many days now have you worked? It's been 7 days. So 1 week and then a whole week and a whole 1 week total, 5 days. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it works well, but my job is per diem. I kind of like was like, okay, I'm going to go with Giselle. What she do, I'm just going to do per diem. And per diem's the life though. It is, girl. I'm like, okay. So I covered for a girl's vacation. So that was nice. And I was able to do her patient flow. They didn't have to cancel nobody, which was nice. And the other thing is I have never done NT certified. So I'm getting my certification in nuchal translucencies. So I'm doing, For the people that do nuchal translucencies, they have to have a certification. Yes. Okay. Or the state will not, one, pay for it, but two, accept it. You have to be licensed to do that. So, yeah. Well, that's not me. What is that? That's not me. Mm-mm. It's not you, but I will encourage you to get it because it's not as difficult as it may seem. It is hard, don't get me wrong. But like the lady is really taking her time and teaching me, and she was like, you know, you got this, like it's okay, like you're gonna get it. And normally it takes about 6 months to get the licensing, but they're really pushing me to try to get it ASAP. So it's fine. It's fine. I'll get it. But 7 days in, go get your cert now. Girl, the second day they're like, okay, so what do you need to do to get this certification? And I'm like, it's gonna take a minute. Well, what, by next week? I'm like, no, not by next week. Maybe by next year. Yeah. But so it's fine. I'm working out. I'm actually taking the course online right now. And I should be done with that by Sunday, which is nice. And then Monday, they booked me all NTs. So I'm scanning with the girl so I could get my NT. Girl, this is how quick they want me to get it, because they want me to be able to do it fluently, and so they don't have to reschedule patients or anything like that. So we'll see.
So how did you find this job? Did they
this is my old job. So they called me, and they knew that I was at home and not really doing anything. So they said, hey, do you mind coming in and working per diem? And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind at all.
Yeah,
per
sure,
diem is fine. Right, exactly.
Opportunity is opportunity, y'all.
It is. And it will come knocking at your door, believe me.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk also about, like, we should talk, I should say, about finding a job fresh out of school. You know, I get a lot of
concern of everyone.
It is, you know, and I don't want to discourage anyone. So going back to my student that I interviewed on my YouTube page, Allie, and I wanted to let you know that she just found her job. She just got a job. And I'm so excited, so elated but she graduated in March. Wow. And so March to now, 7 months? I think so. I mean, it's like...
I mean, it seems like a long time, but honestly, guys, 7 months is...
It goes by fast. It goes by fast, but you have to be patient. 4 months in the
pandemic, went by fast, right?
And we're in a pandemic. Exactly. Yeah. So it goes by fast, but she didn't stop. And she didn't stop putting out application after application after application. She just kept going. And I really want to emphasize that, because a lot of people say, man, you know, I put in applications, but I'm not hearing anything. You might have to go outside your radius. If, you know, don't just apply for your hospitals locally. She actually ended up moving 300 miles away. And the hospital, it's a hospital, it's a full-time job, full benefits, and she's excited. But they're willing to take her on and train her to what they want to be done. So I really emphasize that. Get out of your own way in the sense of finding opportunity outside your home area base. Yeah. Because, you know, Giselle has been lucky. She's been to school in Vegas. She got her jobs in Vegas. That's a blessing. It's a blessing. I had to move, 600 miles away? 400 miles away. So, you know, it's huge.
It is. It really is. And so I know that you're a big advocate of, you know, potentially having to travel or, you know, having to do that commute, which is an hour away. I mean, in California, people commute an hour and a half to their jobs.
They do.
So
they do.
It's possible to
get
a job.
And
you just have to be open to it.
Yeah, because I used to work in San Francisco, and San Francisco for me is 100 miles. So I would get on a commuter van in the morning at 4:00 in the morning, commute to San Francisco, do my 8 hours, get on that commuter van and come back home. So it is a sacrifice, but like I said, you're going to have to do that for your first job. You're just going to have to.
You have to make sacrifices for your first job. I mean, I worked for a very small company, my first job. And it's like, okay, you know, anything I could get my foot into the door, right? And then after that, it was another place. And it's just like, anything you can really get, even if you don't want to work there, like, it's experience.
Yes, Candace, right? Keep plugging. I'm sure you could write a book about that, because, girl, finding a job after school, it's not impossible. It's just, it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
Yeah, it'll definitely take time.
But I don't want to discourage anybody from going to school, because it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it kind of takes a lot to decide when to stop trying to achieve your goals or, you know, stop pushing. It's easier to give up, though, than to keep going.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, but just know if you really want it, you should keep on pushing and trying and applying everywhere you can, getting as much experience as you can. So.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Calling everyone, emailing everyone. You know, be that person.
Nola, I understand. My student, I'm a mentor. I'm there to support you guys and help you on your journey. I do have a mentoring program, and my student, she's on here. Her name, her username is no. It's I'm gonna mess it up. I'm sorry. I think it's Nolan, like Nolad or NA1. You see it with the little face?
NA1. Okay.
Yeah. So
she said, I can't wait for the time when I understand what your sonography lingo.
Yes. And she was just accepted into the ultrasound program. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She just got her exception call today, and girl, I screamed on the phone. I screamed. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Because going through the journey with someone and actually achieving their goals with them or seeing them achieve their goals, it's the biggest reward. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And,
it really is.
She was, it was just going through the process. It's a process. You guys have to understand that.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You're going to get there.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, Giselle, maybe you could talk on it, like your experience going through school, like how did you feel going through school? Like for me, sometimes I felt the students weren't supportive, letting me scan them. They had their little clicks, things like that. Like,
that's you were in school, right?
Yeah, when I was in school. How did it go with you? Like, was your peers like?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was interesting because when I was in school, like you said, you had clicks and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, in our school's lab, we actually had 3 machines. So there was only 3 machines. 2 really old machines and 1 GE machine, which is kind of older still. But back then, this was like 2000, early 2000s, right? And everyone had their little groups. I remember sitting in the ultrasound classrooms, like in the second row, and like people who sat next to each other, like are the ones that kind of knew each other, right? And the classes were tough, honestly, but I really, to be honest, like didn't really learn much from the classes. Everything I know for a fact is from lab.
I'm glad you said that.
Clinical. So, I mean, the classes, to be honest, I was just trying to get through them, get the grades, But a lot of it was like, gibberish.
Right.
And a lot of anatomy. But it's like all these things that I wasn't comprehending until I got into lab and clinicals. But because our lab room is so small and there's only 3 machines, you could only have like about 6 people in that room, right? There's 3 machines. You can only have 3 people scanning, and even then they're really old machines. So our program kind of needs to like up it up a bit, but you can still scan with old machines. Like you can still learn on an old machine. It's still the same thing. It's just buttons are in different places.
Right.
But I mean, so you only see the same people all the time, and I stuck with my partner because you know how there's like you scan other people. And there were other girls there, but I didn't really get close to them. So, I mean, there were 7 of us. And
how many were in your program?
We started off with 8.
Jasmine asked how many were in your program.
Oh, so we started off with 8, and we graduated with 7.
Wow.
And so, but the semester before that, they only had 4 graduates.
Wow.
And then the semester before that, I think was like less than 10. So, our program is really hard to get into because back then they would only take less than about 10 to 12. Now, one of the girls that's in my Discord, she's over there in the program. She said they took like 26, or no, they took 16 or 17.
Stop it. Hi, Lillian. No way. Jasmine said they have 13. Yeah.
So if you think, when I think I posted something on Facebook, and I had people tell me like how many people were in their classes versus how many dropped. It was insane the small amount of people who passed
will make it through
these classes.
I remember
But-
starting off, we had 14 or 12 or 14, and we only graduated with 7.
Can you imagine that? Some people don't even have that many people in their family.
I know.
You know, it's like, it's so small.
Yep. Yep.
But I try to explain to people that it's kind of hard here in Vegas because there's 2 programs and there's only so many clinical sites. There's only so many people that are willing to train and take a student on, and then it's a lot of work to have a student. But all the hospitals, all the major hospitals have students.
Right.
All these small outpatient clinics all have.
Are you guys still
students.
taking students now?
Yep, we have students
Really?
right now. In all of the places I know, all of our UNLV students are out at clinicals right now.
Nice.
And one hospital has like, I think 3 or 4 students. I don't know how they do that there, but
They must have multiple techs.
They do have multiple techs, but they only have 2 machines.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if it's like one person scanning while 3 people.
Right.
watching
Exactly. Or I don't know how that works with the patient. Like, oh, you guys are in my room.
I got stared at me.
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness. No, I'm trying to get my site to have students, but California is on lockdown again, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But
oh no, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's horrible. But yeah, so I don't know. We might get students and we might not. I'm not sure. I'm working on it. Candace said.
I mean, you've got to shape these people up for the future.
Yeah.
Then who else is going to do the ultrasounds? Who else is going to take our vacation? Take our spot when we go on vacation?
I know, right? Exactly. It is. That sounds like my program. Yeah, it's just like all trial and error. You never know, right?
Yeah,
never
you
know.
Really don't. But I mean, school is gonna always be hard. There probably will always be cliques wherever for anything.
It is.
Just find your classmates that you get along with.
I would say find one buddy. One buddy.
Yeah.
Find one buddy that you be like, okay, because a lot of patients, okay, this is like a rule across the board. Nobody wants to scan a difficult patient. So, if you have a little bit more meat on you, they might not want to scan you in ultrasound school. They'd be like, okay, now I'm going to go with the skinny girl, Becky, Becky's skinny. So I'm going to want to make sure that my images are perfect. And I know on her, I can see everything. Don't take that personal. It's just, they're trying to benefit their images. So, when your counterpart or your partner say, I don't want to scan you, don't feel like, okay, well, that's rude. No, it's just, I'm trying to get a good grade on my test. I don't want it to be 1, you're being timed to take it. And 2, you want to get the best images. So my,
it's funny because my pelvic was, my uterus is backwards. So everyone wouldn't scan me.
Oh, they would not scan you?
Yeah, they didn't want to scan me.
They're like,
they
no.
were like,
no, you're retroverted. No, I'm good. Give me somebody that looks like the textbook. Exactly. No, that's how it is. And one thing I do want to emphasize is that going through school is it's going to be a struggle. It's not going to be easy. Your physics course might give you the blues. Your anatomy course you might say, okay, I'm going to throw in the books, but you have to keep on going and definitely keep the motivation for yourself. Realize what you're doing is, 1, to benefit your future, to help your financial, stability is huge. And you're doing it for a reason. Not a lot, but a few of my students is like, I'm just gonna, throw in the books. And I'm like, no, you can't take that. You can't be defeated. This course is to weed out the weak. And
that's a good way to look at it.
I mean, because on the job, you're going to be stressed. On the job, you're going to have stress. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, did I get the right images? Did I get the doctor's what he's requesting? So you're going to have those type of ups and, that high valleys and mountains and, because in the real world. So going through that in school is normal. It's natural. It's going to feel like you just got beat up, but you're going to have to get back in the ring and keep on going.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because even to this day, like today, you guys, I had the hardest day at work today.
Oh,
So,
no.
like,
Don't tell me
it was
that.
it was an outpatient. I was an outpatient today.
Yeah.
And it was super hard because we were busy, backed up. There were 3 OBs and lots of renal, so everyone's bladders were full. But we were behind a little bit, and it was just one of the busiest, toughest days. I had a paracentesis with a doctor that I'd never met before, and he wanted a probe cover. And you guys, I couldn't get the probe cover on to the camera. So it was just a paracentesis, right? The most easiest exam in the whole entire world. And this doctor wants a probe cover. So, okay, I've never
explain to them
that.
what a paracentesis is.
So a paracentesis is where a patient comes in for having a distended abdomen. That means there's some fluid in there, and we go in. Well, the doctor, radiologist, goes in and cleans up the area, puts in a catheter, and drains out the fluid from the abdomen. So, there's my dog.
Oh.
So when they want to do this procedure, you have to keep the field sterile, and they use a probe cover. Some of them, I mean, not everybody.
Some of them goes underneath the drape, right?
Yeah, some of them use a probe cover, and our job is to assist the radiologists in the procedures. And so, I got everything set up, the sterile field, everything's sterile, and I had the probe cover ready and the gel on the probe. So he's like looking at me, asking for the probe, and I'm like trying to, hold on, Brownie. And I'm trying to put the cover on probe, and it just wouldn't go down.
Wow.
It wouldn't go down, and then the gel got everywhere.
Oh no!
Flipping around while
the radiologist is probably looking at you like, oh my gosh.
Just staring at him like, sorry, doctor. And it's my first time meeting him. And then after that, he's like, just give me the curve 9, the smaller one, right? He's like, it's okay. It's probably just too big, right? So then I try to grab the 9, and then even then I put it on there, and it's like going down really slow.
Oh, so no.
Like, really awkward.
And you can't touch it unless you have sterile gloves on. Yeah. So apparently you're like, I'm sorry. And you're feeding it to the doctor.
I'm like, I can't. And so, that kind of like messed up the rest of the day.
No, I know, right? It's just that it just takes one. It just takes one to make you have like a kind of like a bad, not attitude, but just feel defeated. You feel defeated. Yeah. Like, okay, maybe I should go home and wake up again because this is not what my day I thought wanted to be like.
Like seriously, I was just like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I feel embarrassed. But everybody else was like, oh, it's okay. Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
I'm gonna let my dog down.
Yeah.
If you want to answer any of their questions.
Yeah.
You're bad.
So on my YouTube channel, Classy D Diamond is it possible? Ask the question: is it possible to do traveling sonography first out of school? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say no. A lot of traveling agencies will not accept you. You have to have like at least 1 to 3 years of experience. But there's always a fluke out there. There's a possibility. I'm not going to say 100% no, but 9 times out of 10, Class CD, they will not accept fresh students out of school. Because one being, as a traveler, you have to be able to go in there and work their schedule, and without kind of asking questions, you just have to be like, okay, this is, yep, I got it. Okay, yep, I could do this, and work their schedule without training. And they feel someone out of school will need training, and that's not where you want to be as your first job. You just don't want to be on that type of assignment for your first job. But yeah, no, I don't think they will. I don't know, Giselle, have you ever heard of that? Traveling agencies accepting first-time students like out of school?
I have no idea. No idea about traveling agencies. I'm sure they will. Actually, I don't know, because every person I've asked about traveling sonography, they all say you should have a couple years before you do that, because if you don't have a couple years, you're going to be
lost.
Kind of like confused and
Yeah,
lost.
you're gonna be lost.
And you can't ask every place
for help
to help you.
Mm-mm.
They expect you to know what you're doing.
Yes, they do.
They expect you to get in there and like.
Yeah, I mean, because
I'm sure they'll help something. But
yeah, they will. I mean, if you wanted to know, okay, how do you work the computer, their system? But other than that, they're not gonna try to. Okay, you should know how to do an abdomen.
Full OB,
exactly. If you
like,
have, this is your schedule. This is your schedule, and have fun. I mean, that's pretty much how traveling is. Because before you go to your traveling assignment, they definitely will go over the list of your skills and what machines have you worked on? What machines do you know? What machines are you most familiar with? If you only know Philips and they're sending you to a GE location, you're going to be lost because you're going to have to take time to learn the machine. That would not be a good fit. So to answer your question, I don't believe that they will accept.
And Honey Bun said, all the jobs I've seen say at least 2 years of experience for travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Honey Bun. The other one question on here was from Ashley Lay. I can never pronounce people's screen names. I'm so sorry. It says, is there anything you don't like about your job? I don't like working.
Hey, that's full honest truth.
I don't like working. Now that since I've been a mother, I don't know. It's just a different vibe for me, a different drive. But my job, I can't say that I don't like my job. Like, I love ultrasound. I love ultrasound.
Yeah, love your job.
Yeah.
But working.
Yeah, but working. If I could, I definitely would love my own ultrasound company. Like doing my own ultrasounds, like having my own facility. I would definitely love that. But because I'm not good at taking direction. Being told what to do. Which is why
I think ultrasound is pretty good too, because no one's telling you what to do.
Exactly. When
you're scanning a patient, no one's telling you, take that, take that.
Yes.
Like, you take what you want.
Yep. No micromanaging.
There's protocol, but you take what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. There's no micromanaging.
Independent.
Yes. Exactly. I.
So that's where the confidence comes in, because you got to be able to
right, Brittany?
know what you're doing and looking at.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bye, Emma.
Night. Bye, Emma. Brittany says on my on my YouTube page, says, she said, would you or Giselle ever consider going to medical school for radiology? I would not.
No.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean,
now, I don't know if it's radiology tech or radiologist. I'm not sure. It just says radiology, but.
Medical school, right? Did they say medical school?
Oh, yeah. So radiologist.
Yeah. Yeah, because, if you do radiology, you have. Senior tech,
I'm sorry.
knows how to do X-ray, mammo, and then some other techs know how to do X-ray, CT, ultrasound. Some people know a lot of different modalities. So but as a radiologist, you have to read everything.
Right.
I
don't want to do radiology. I would not be a radiologist. Absolutely not. I don't want to sit there in the dark and read all those images every day. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I like doing what I do.
Yeah. Same here.
I like patient interaction. And I actually like operating the ultrasound machine and knowing how to make the image look better.
Right, exactly. My student Nola asked, what's the longest you've been between jobs? For me, I would probably say
I've always had 2 jobs.
Yeah, I've never been without a job unless I just don't want to work. And that's probably when I was traveling and if I didn't want to take an assignment. So I've never been without a job. I've always had like either a full-time
Yeah.
job or a per diem
I've always
job.
had jobs.
Yeah. I've never been without one.
So, like, Nola, usually people who have jobs, I mean, the only way you could really be fired is if you, like, royally mess up something with patient care. If you, you know, do multiple mistakes that are not mistakes you should make multiple times. Or if, like, you, I don't know, do something so bad, right, with, like, a radiologist or, I don't know. But most of the time, like, people don't really get fired unless they have to be let go for, you know, something that's not in their control. And if you're not a good tech, honestly, sometimes the radiologist might say things. They'll give you the opportunity to get better, I feel like. But if it's like at a point where you really can't get better, then no. Because I don't know anyone who's really been fired for like a not right reason. Right, like for no reason that they should have been fired.
Right.
So, and there's a lot of job opportunity. A lot of people see it online, and Facebook groups are always talking about, hey, we're hiring here.
Mm-hmm.
There's mobile ultrasound. There's clinics, outpatients, doctors' offices that will hire you. Like, there's random doctors' offices I would have never known about.
Mm-hmm.
Like cardiologists, they have machines in their offices.
They do.
And all you have to do is ask.
Vascular surgeons too.
Mm-hmm. Vascular surgeons, the dialysis centers, they do fistula scans and all that stuff. So it's just like there's so many opportunities that people I think don't know about. All the OB clinics, all the little private clinics. So
right.
Emma asked though, what are some things you don't like about OB? So when we were talking about OB, actually a lot of people were asking questions on my YouTube.
Oh really?
Since you're doing OB now.
Yes.
Did you want to?
Sure.
Kind of talk on that. Basically, they're asking like how come some people don't like OB? You know, what's so hard about OB? Blah, blah, blah.
It's not that it's hard. A lot of people find that finding every little increment of the baby they find it difficult. Meaning, it's just too much time invested, too time consuming. If you do a liver, you're just scan. With a baby, you can't move that fast. You got to look at the cerebellum. You got to look at the cisterna magnum. You got to look at the, cord plexus. I mean, there's so many things that the ventricles, the lateral ventricles. You got to look at the.
CSP.
Yeah, it's cavum.
I saw an OB today. So
you did? Yay!
I got to watch her.
Yay! Yeah, like you have to look at the arms. You got to make sure the limbs are there, upper and lower, and the toes and the hands and the
toes.
Yeah, and
nose, lips.
Yep, the palate.
Face.
Mm-hmm. The orbits. You got to look at.
Orbits.
I mean, doing an OB.
It's a whole human.
It's a whole human, and you got to make sure that everything is quote unquote normal, right? You know.
Yeah.
And or you've seen it, you got to look at the AFI, you got to look at the placenta, you got to look at the cervix, you got to make sure that position, the heartbeat, all that. It's a lot to go into an OB, and when you have a full OB, you just know that you're going to be there for 30 to 45 minutes. Period.
I mean, today I think she was trying to get ACR accredited.
Oh.
And they're trying to get ACR accredited, so they're waiting on like the perfect scan, and they just haven't been able to get one.
Wow.
They're just so hard to get a perfect scan,
right?
You know. And Candace says moving target.
It is. It's like scanning a fish. I always say in waters, it's like scanning a fish in water.
So I'll say why I don't like doing OB. You know, my clinicals I spent for a whole year at the hospital. We have a labor and delivery, but I never got to do an OB high risk facility, OB clinic, clinical site. You know how some places they make you rotate?
Mm-hmm.
I never got to rotate. So OB honestly is my hardest. We don't do full OBs or anatomy scans at the hospital. We only do OB limited. So if there's one thing I really am struggling with right now as a tech, it's OB exam. So I give props to the gals and guys who do OB scans because it's a lot. It's tough. I get so confused. Like today I tried and attempted to scan it, and I mean, the spine itself, getting it to elongate, the hypogastrics, getting the abdominal circumference with the main portal vein and stomach,
Yes.
showing the kidneys, like everything is so tedious. And
I love the iris.
I was
Yes.
just watching her. She was just like scrolling back,
Yep.
scrolling back,
Yep.
you know. So, but she got to go. The girl I was watching was at a high risk OB clinic at one of her
Okay.
rotations. So she's really good at OBs, and she was trying to show me the right ventricular outflow tract and
Yes.
the left ventricular outflow tract, and literally I had no idea. I was
Right.
trying to look and.
You're like, yeah, no.
But she was like, oh, see the apex? The apex is to the left, right? So, and now underneath it, there's the, I don't know, is it the stomach or is it the stomach underneath it?
I know, right?
There's the left kidney.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yep.
And you know you're
right.
on the left side. Of the
You're
body.
right.
And I'm like,
Yep. You're right.
It's a
Yeah.
whole lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot. Your
Yeah.
mind is thinking. I remember when I started 2 weeks ago, my first OB that I was doing by myself, I forgot to measure the femur length. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Because your mind is thinking like, okay, going off in a checklist. Like, I got that.
Yeah.
Like, and when you forget, when you go back to your report, it's like, oh, wait, there's no calculations for a femur length. Like, okay, well, let me go back and get the femur length. So, it's just a process. It's a lot. But once you know it, believe me, you'll know it. You might have to, reshape yourself, but you got it. And you keep watching.
I really need to keep practicing and scanning.
Yes.
They kept saying, like, you're not going to learn by just watching and staring. Like, you have to actually scan. I'm like, I know. I'm just so scared. I know.
No, right. Yeah, you're right. It's a lot. It is so much.
And that's why I love vascular. I love vascular because it's just a tube.
That's it, right? I don't like vascular for the mere fact of like, it's not that I don't like vascular. I could sweep through a leg instantly. A lot of techs will say I don't like upper extremities because they're smaller veins and arteries.
Yeah, everyone hates uppers.
Yes, yes. But just the whole aliasing and the understanding of the velocities and all that, I'm over it. It takes me back to physics, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of physics stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Candace, vascular is fun, but
I love vascular.
I'm good. You guys can have that.
One of the students in the Discord, she's learning vascular right now, and she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
She does not like it. So I mean, everyone's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Candace, I know, loves renal arteries, like renal.
I was gonna say, I love renal artery stenosis.
Giselle, no way. No.
Renal artery stenosis.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Jasmine.
I take those and liver Dopplers. I take those over an OB. Give me the portal veins.
No way. XOXO says I'm in physics. Says I'm in physics right now. No, it's challenging. Kidneys are my thing. I know, Candace. Like, you can have them. If that patient is gassy, you can forget the renal arteries. Or if the patient ate.
You know, I have to measure and transverse at the mid.
Yes.
I have such a hard time with that.
So,
I don't know why, especially the left one. Like, it's really hard.
I normally just put color on it and find it that way.
Find it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like my angling, but I feel like for some reason I know they want it a certain way to where you can measure right straight, and I'm just like the
right at the not hiatus, right at the entrance.
Like
the
right
hilum.
Hilum. The pelvic, with oh my gosh, that's so bad. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just so hard to get it. I had like 3 renals today, and I was like, why? All this gas, right? And this lady was telling me that she had IBS, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
She's so gassy. I mean, I could not. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hilum. Yes. Crystal renal hilum. See, look at you guys go.
Yes. Renal hilum. Yep. Exactly.
I can't even say it or think about it because there's just too much things going on.
Dual screen coloring, put your color on it. It will highlight, bring your, I say bring down or raise up your frequency. I always get that backwards. People
The
like
depth
the depth.
or like color gain. Is
Yeah.
Like, is it up or down?
I think it's backwards.
Everyone gets it backwards.
Yep, backwards.
Backwards and forwards.
Yep.
You guys, ultrasound isn't perfect, but at least if you know what you're looking at and doing, like,
Right.
that's all that matters for the
Right.
patient. So you know what you're looking at, you know the pictures that you're getting, you understand what's happening and why they may be needing this exam or what the exam is for. KH asked, how long did it take for you to feel confident scanning patients from being able to capture clear images while also conversing and answering the patient's questions? Oh, man. Yep.
It probably took me a good 4 to 6 months to feel confident and not having to second guess myself.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And then talking to the patient before, I would not say nothing. I was just so focused on what I was doing.
Yeah.
And
no talking.
Yeah, no talking. And you get into like a groove? Like you get into your comfort zone and you just start blabbing off at the mouth and you're just going with that left hand and you're just moving across the board and you're just going.
Yeah. Like you're not even looking.
Yeah, exactly. Like I could literally scan a patient without looking at them. Like it's that second nature, So,
it really is.
I don't know. How about you? How long did it take you?
Well, for our clinicals, I mean, they made the students do procedures first.
Okay.
So, like, we did a ton of paracentesis, carotids first. So, paracentesis, we learned how to, do the procedures, talk to the patients. You're with them for 30 to 45 minutes.
Yes.
So, I think that's why we're very comfortable with talking to our patients.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always talking to them. And then you learn how to interact that way. And then with carotids, right after, they can't talk, really. So I didn't really learn, like, how to scan and talk probably around, like, 6 months, too. Because at that point, you're not really focusing on, are your pictures really pretty or good enough?
Right.
Because you're able to get the pictures that you know you can get and talk to the patient and, relieve them of their fears and worries most of the time. Or I just don't like saying calm them down because sometimes I don't like to be told to calm down.
Right.
But it's not like, how sometimes patients are freaking out and all they need is for you to talk to them.
Yes, they're nervous.
Yeah, so it took a little bit, but I mean, I was more comfortable with talking to them because I had the experience with the paracentesis. I mean, prior to ultrasound, I have had server experience and, retail experience, so I knew how to talk to people in general. So any kind of experience, interaction in any kind of customer service really does help.
Right.
You have to know how to talk to them.
Right.
But
definitely good.
Be able to
Yes.
scan, talk, do the machine, and get through it. I'd say 6 months because I started scanning in July, and I was like a full-on tech by January.
Wow, nice.
Oh, that was 6 months.
6 months, yeah. Yep.
So it took about 6 months to be a full-fledged tech. About 7 months in, and I got a job.
Nice.
So, it's possible. You have to work really hard, and I mean, I scan 5 days a week. 8-hour shifts, sometimes longer, 10-hour shifts, I was getting everything.
You are a workaholic, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. Workaholic.
One of 16.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. On my yeah, that's amazing. I'm like, how do you work so many hours and days?
Woo. I'm sure you could do it.
I did do it. So I mean, I've been in your shoes before, girl.
Yeah,
I've had
everyone's done it.
Yeah, the call. Do you take call?
I used to, not anymore because we don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got lucky. I'm very lucky, you guys.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah, no, because call, I would have to sleep on the gurneys in the hospital. It was a lot. It was a lot. Sleep in my car. Yeah, exactly, girl.
You do what you got to do.
You do. You do. I was a workaholic too. It's crazy.
Crystal asked, so confidence and agility comes with time, but did you second guess yourself taking images when you first started scanning as a registered sonographer?
Absolutely.
Did you second?
Absolutely.
Yep.
You still, I mean, even after 20 years,
Even
I still,
today.
I'm like, okay, I need a second pair of eyes to come look at this. Yeah.
Please come look.
Yep.
I find myself asking someone something every day, to be honest. I mean,
to be honest, yeah.
It's nothing to be afraid of. You shouldn't be afraid of asking for help, having someone look at your images. You know, it's on you at the end of the day. But
confidence is different from, make sure they know, like, confidence is different from making sure you have the correct image. It's not about your confidence. It's about, okay, I know I got this kidney, but am I really seeing a mass or am I not? Like, is it playing tricks with me? Yeah. You know, did I move the probe the wrong way, or did I take that picture wrong? And then you'll be like, you know what? I'm going to have my sonographer come in, and my other sonographer or my counterpart or my peer come in and scan with me. Just, you know, I have a question. I'm not able to get it. You can be truthful with your patients. I'm not able to get this image, and I'm going to have somebody else come in and get this because the doctor really wants these images. So it's okay. And then when you go out and get that other person, you're like, hey, I think I see a mass on the left kidney. I'm not sure, but can you double check? I mean, it's totally okay. That's not messing with your confidence. It's making sure you're not laying in like an attorney's room somewhere.
Oh no, it's totally true. I mean, today I explained to all of my patients basically about what's been happening. Like, we were behind, and she really had to pee, and I was like, I'm sorry, you know, all 4 rooms are running right now. We're a little bit behind. We have an OB patient. It takes a little bit longer, so I really do apologize. And then when she comes into it, obviously she was like really irritated the whole time, but when she comes into the room, you know, you talk to them.
Yes.
You try to, you know, make sure they understand that you really are sorry, because it's not like you want them to.
Right.
Dealing through that. You want to get them done as soon as you can.
Yep.
So, I mean, and sometimes some patients take longer than others. Sometimes you have to get another pair of eyes to look. Sometimes you have to talk to the radiologist.
Yeah.
So things are going to get backed up.
Yeah.
Even like breast. We get a lot of breast. And every time you scan a breast, you have to talk to the doctor right after.
Yeah, you do.
So that makes it at least 5 to 10 more minutes longer than what it really would be.
Yes, absolutely.
And it holds you back.
I've even been absolutely. I've been in situations where I didn't, you know, because 9 times out of 10 I work by myself. So, but the radiologist is on site, and I'll go get the radiologist. Can you come look at this with me? Because I'm not sure what I'm really seeing. So it doesn't mess with your confidence. It's just a matter of confidence. When I say you have to have confidence in sonography, confidence, what I'm talking about is based on, I could do this job. I could walk in a facility and I could scan a patient. It's not questioning my images, but it's, okay, I know I have a radiologist to go to. I will never let a patient go if I'm not sure about that image. Yeah. I'm definitely going to I'm definitely going to question with the radiologist. I will even go as far, I'll just do it as simple as this. If I see something on the liver, I won't even let that patient go. I'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go send my images to the doctor. I put everything on the doctor. The doctor wants to see these images before you go. So be still. Be still, and I'll be right back. You know, it's more or less of that. Not just, it's not second. Yeah, it's not your confidence. Don't think it's that. But, confidence is being able to walk into a building and say, okay, I'm a sonographer and I can do this job. Not today I've got this. Yes, and you know, I can do it. Right. It wasn't Giselle's confidence that was messing up the probe cover today. It was just those days. It was not like that, you know. But I'm
confident, but I couldn't get a probe cover on. Right. Oh man.
Right.
And then, so with that question, Brittany will answer your question in a second, but this one kind of goes with it. When you find something like a AAA, do you immediately stop and leave to get the doctor, or do you wait to finish the exam or something to not scare the patient?
You finish that. If I see anything abnormal, she asked the question of a AAA. If I see a AAA or anything abnormal, I will complete that whole exam. And before I let that patient go, I just say, hey, you know what? Before I let you go, I got to check these images with the doctor, and I'll be right back. That's simple as that. I don't
and then
never.
The doctor will let you know what to do.
Yeah, I don't. And if the doctor say, yeah, if you want the doctor to come look at the images after you discuss them, like, hey, can you come in? And then the doctor, I tell the patients, I'm going to go get the doctor. You could ask the doctor all the questions you want. He could tell you anything, but I can't say anything. So if you have any questions, converse it over with him. But yeah, so anything I'm normal. That's to a certain degree.
It's situational.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's to a certain degree. I mean,
it's situational, to be honest.
If the patient comes in for viability and the heartbeat's not there, absolutely. If the patient has a 6 centimeter AAA, definitely. You know, if you don't want to push on it. If I see a mass in the liver, no, I'm not gonna go get the doctor. I'll measure it, put color on it. Anything abnormal, put color on it. Anything that's suspicious, put color on it.
Anything suspicious, black and white color in Doppler.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gallbladder polyps, gallbladder stones. I'm not going to go get the doctor. So it's all within reason, because the doctor will get very upset with you if you're going to him every single case.
Oh my gosh, today I was that person.
Are you?
That's why I said it was just such a crazy day, you guys, because I couldn't get the probe on. First time meeting this doctor. I have this weird case. Gotta go talk to the doctor. Another weird thing. Gotta go talk to the doctor. He probably knows me right now. It's like, you suck.
No, that's not true.
Really nice.
That's funny.
He's really nice, and don't be afraid.
Yes, don't be afraid. The doctors are there for a reason. They're there for to help you. And believe me, their license is on the line. So whatever questions you have, they're willing to answer or come in and help you figure out what you're seeing.
True.
Don't ever be afraid to ask the question to a doctor.
Brittany said, do you feel doctors are respectful to sonographers?
Some of them.
Have you ever had one that's not?
Oh, absolutely. A doctor told me, you don't know what you're doing. And he actually literally made me cry, because I'm like, no, I knew for a fact, just say, for instance, I knew that it was the liver. No, this is liver. No, that's not the liver. Okay, it is liver. No, it's not. Okay, doctor. I mean, you have to, as a tech, you have to be kind of respectful back to them as they're being jerks to you, right? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, you're more than willing to come in and scan. And that's when I give them the probe. Here you go. Don't blame me, but come to find out, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm like, and he just walked away, and I'm like,
remember, we're their eyes or whatever.
Yeah, we are their eyes. But a doctor would definitely keep questioning you if they weren't confident. Exactly. If they didn't trust you. It's kind of like a trust thing you get with the doctor. Yeah.
And you have to have a formal relationship.
Yes, exactly.
So if they have to be respectful to you, you have to be respectful to them. Obviously, there are always good and bad people out there, no matter what. Always mean people and nice people. Good days, bad days. It just depends.
Brittany on my YouTube,
might have a bad day and they don't want to talk to you.
Right, Brittany on my YouTube said, "Oh hell no." She says, "Show respect to those that show respect to you. You don't deserve that mistreatment." Unfortunately, that does not go forth in medicine with doctors. Doctors think that they are superior and you are beneath them no matter what. And it's unfortunate, but you just kind of brush it off your shoulders. Like I said, I was crying that day. I had the worst day ever. And I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Let me finish my patients and leave. And start over fresh the next day.
Right? Because you control what you feel and how you feel. You can't control what the doctor feels. Whatever they feel is what they're going to feel.
Exactly.
Right? So your day should not be based upon how their day is going, how they're feeling.
Yep. I agree with you.
Know in your heart and yourself.
I agree with you. Brianna asked, how many modalities do you both have? Do you think you'd ever go back to school to specialize in other types of ultrasound, like cardiology? I will never do echo. I don't like the heart.
Hi, Angel. Hi, Amy. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, the heart, you guys, when I watch people scan the heart, I'm like, what is that
Yeah.
So Crystal, you know more than me because Crystal, she's learning some echo. Her program actually has echo and general.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that crazy? She has everything.
Nice.
But you know,
my program was
honestly,
just
when I look at
general.
it, I have no idea what I'm looking at, y'all.
I don't. I see it moving. I see blood flow.
I see it beating. I don't know how they know the valves and whatnot. It's pretty interesting.
It is, and I don't like the different angles and all that. No. I have one modality, abdomen, and I don't know if I will ever get any more. Possibly. I know I'm working on my NT right now. But you only need one to work.
Yeah, you pretty much do only need one, unless the place you work at requires something.
Yes, exactly. I don't even desire to get my RVT. I know that there's a lot of jobs out there that require you to have an RVT or a what is the certificate vascular one as well. I mean,
RVT?
I know it's RVT that's registered, or you can get a certificate in vascular.
Oh. I don't know.
But and it's all through the ARDMS. But
it is.
I just don't have a desire to get vascular. Is not my. I don't know. I do everything vascular, but I don't know. I don't want to get registered in it.
So if any of you guys do decide to take vascular, a lot of it is physics. So I recommend taking SPI and then vascular. To be honest, because they're exactly the same.
Yes.
For the most part, they ask the same questions.
Yep.
Waveforms, Doppler.
Yep. Velocities.
Velocities is all.
I'm good. Frequencies. I'm good. I'm good with all that. I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I don't desire to go back. And if I did want to get my echo license, I don't have to go back to school for that. I have to find an echo tech to train me. So, you never have to go back to ultrasound school for a specialized modality. You just got to find someone that knows how to do it, who's registered in it, and could train you. That's it. That's all. You could literally, I work with women every day now at this job that has never been to ultrasound school. They were just trained on the job.
Each other. Wow. Nice. Mm-hmm. Crystal said, is it CVT, Certified Vascular Technician?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thanks, Crystal. Yes.
I was good at this stuff. Like, figuring things out.
Yeah. BXX. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
BXXtra says, do you guys sometimes have trouble recognizing some of the pathologies while scanning? Absolutely.
Okay, keep that in mind. Have you ever encountered a doctor not sure what he's seeing, so he asks the tech? So, like any abnormalities or pathologies,
Yes, a doctor would be like, okay, well, what the heck are you looking at? Or what is this? Or what the heck is going on? No, that can't be true. I've had doctors say that to me. And we'll go in there and try to figure it all out together. We're talking in front of the patient at that time because now he's a doctor, so he could tell the patient like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." But no, like a doctor has questioned what they see, and thank goodness for CT and MRI because that's where they're headed to.
They'll say questionable, and then they'll say. Recommend CT.
Yes, exactly.
Recommend MRI.
Yep.
So it's not all said and done when this ultrasound is done.
Yeah.
Right.
We work together. Yes.
We all work together, and then there's everyone. We all work together, and as a team.
Yep.
MRI, X-ray, CAT scan, CT, ultrasound. We all come together and figure out what's going on.
Yes, we do. And as far as like, do we see things that we don't recognize? Absolutely. I don't know how many ovaries I've scanned and be like, okay, this might be an ovary. I'm not sure, but this is what it appears to be. So
it looks like an ovary.
Exactly.
The ovary.
Exactly. I don't see no major masses or cysts out there. So I see this and it has color and it looks like an ovary and this is what we're going to roll with. Not say that you're doing the job bad. It's just that you look in the patient sickness. I mean, there's a lot of things, factors, a lot of gray area with ultrasound,
Yeah, really is.
We may see something, we may not. I always say, when in doubt, ask questions. put color, and Doppler it. Period.
So something that I always say too is like when people are like, oh, do you know what you're looking at? Or, you know, for example, how the XX shows, like, do you have trouble recognizing some of the pathologies? Well, after you scan all of your classmates, you know, you scan a ton of normal people. You scan over 1,000 abdomens. You scan over 1,000, you know, normal renals. If something is abnormal, it's going to be like, boom.
Yeah.
There it is. Like, there are things that are like, you know, maybe tiny baby cysts, little stone, like a very tiny stone, things that can be missed. But for the most part, if it's something that's like truly, truly abnormal,
right,
you should be able to see it because you know what normal looks like.
Yes.
You know what a normal liver looks like. You know what a normal kidney looks like. So if it starts to look funky to you, then something is going on. If the kidney starts to be all wavy, you're like, what in the...
Yeah, you have to look at, with kidneys. Kidneys is hard even after 20 years because masses could hide behind it and around. I mean, it's really difficult, but you have to look at the borders. You got to look at the borders of everything.
Borders of organs.
Yes, borders of organs and make sure that they're smooth, the texture. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Candace probably knows renals like her back of her left hand, but for someone who just gets renal, she is someone who does renals maybe 3-4 times a day. It's not someone is doing 8 patients a day, you know. But I don't get renals every day. I don't know if you do, but
I pretty much get everything every day except for like OBs.
How about upper extremities?
Yeah, we get a lot of those because of thick lines and in the hospital, everyone's got swollen arms. Like the other day, I had to do like a 3-year-old. Oh man, cute little 3-year-old, but like crying all the time, the whole way through, right? Just so you can't see me, I'm waving my arm. I'm like,
exactly.
And mom was holding baby down by the legs and the arm on the left side, but I was getting the right side, so I had to like shout out like, excuse me, like into the hallway and call the nurse to help me hold baby's right arm. He just kept flailing that thing, and once he held it down, then you know I found all the vessels, everything on a baby.
Oh my gosh, so tiny.
Yeah, much smaller, but he had a big line in his basilic, and it was completely occluded. So.
Wow.
Completely included at the basilic, axillary, and the subclavian.
What? Was his arm swollen? Swollen arm? Oh, he didn't want you to touch it. It was sore.
Baby, but it was still swollen, like you could tell.
It was sore. Poor baby.
I know, but it was such a hard exam, and you know, they take a minute. So.
Girl, I know after that I would have been like, I'm going for a walk. I need a break.
I'm gonna go walk over here because that's
exactly. Oh my goodness. Candace, you do a lot. Oh my God.
Bye, Crystal. Thanks for being here.
Brittany over here on my YouTube channel said, at what point do you give up on a difficult scan? Like if the patient is overweight or super gassy, when do you hit the docs with the difficult patient due to body habitus? LOL.
That's a good one. In due time, young one.
I personally would, if I am scanning something, I just get what I could see, and on my report say limited abdomen due to gas or body habitus. I definitely take all the images I can, take images of the gas, take images of the area you're trying to see. And it's a lot of pancreas is gassed out. So 9 times out of 10, when I scan a pancreas and if it's gassed, I say pancreas area, and they can see all the gas they want. And if they want to call that patient back, they can. But this is the area I'm scanning. This is the pancreas area, and I'm not able to see it. And I just move on and get my next images. But it's very quick. You just literally just go through the whole exam. You finish the exam, and you write on your notes what you could not see.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like when you're a student,
Oh, you're welcome, Brittany.
Yeah, you're gonna take some time and try to figure out, like, find the pancreas, and you're gonna feel like, I need to find the pancreas. But to be honest, like, the pancreas is probably not the problem, and there's just a lot of gas, which is probably the problem.
Right.
Or part of the problem, but I mean, it's not something that you need to kill your arm.
Period. Right, Candace. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna need that arm for the next exam and the next.
You know, I get a lot of questions. I get questions like, well, why aren't you sore? Why aren't you, why do you have your shoulder lasted so long? You know, I say these are my money makers, okay? And I am not about to mess them up for nobody. So
exactly.
If I can't get it, I can't get it.
Brittany. Is it the same Brittany? She said, do you feel, not that one. She asked, working as much as you do you notice any pain while scanning? So, I mean, for me personally, because I work every single day. I work like every single day of my life. I am very...
Ergonomics, right? Huh?
Yeah, I'm very, like, focused on what I'm doing, how I'm scanning. If my arm starts to feel like it's in pain, I'll let it go down and I'll give myself a break for a second. But I'll literally just like, okay, you should have your arm at a comfortable position every time you're scanning your patient. If it's not at a comfortable position, you need to adjust the patient or the bed or yourself.
Yeah.
You have to stay comfortable. I mean, if I did not every single day, I would probably kill myself and not be able to work. But I do stretch my body. I make sure I take care of it. Ergonomics.
Yes, exactly.
And Brittany said, yeah, she's in both chats. Yay, Brittany, you're the ultimate fan.
She's a what? Oh, both chats.
I said, is it the same Brittany? And she said she was in both chats.
Oh, hi. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, no.
So is Candace.
Yay, Candace. Thank you. No, I always, if this is like the patient's knee, my arm is resting on the knee. I'm sorry. I'm not about to have my arm sitting like this for 45, 30 minutes scanning, and my arm is this. That's where a lot of rotator cuff tears happened, because years ago they used to say you can't touch the patient, and ultrasound techs used to have to scan like this. Well, if your arm is up like this for 30 minutes of scanning, you're pushing, you're probing, that's wear and tear on your shoulders. And I'm going like this, like if it's you don't want to be much. Like this. No, I'm gonna rest my shoulder right here. My armpit is gonna rest on the knee, and I'm gonna scan that patient. So I don't want, I'm not trying to get injured. If I have to stretch over the patient, I'm gonna have that patient roll towards me. And if I can't have that patient roll, if the patient don't roll, I get what I can and call it a day.
Yeah, it's all situational too. I mean, one time I had I don't remember, it was like 300 or 400 pound patient in the ICU, ventilated, unable to turn.
Right.
If you wanted to turn him, you would probably need 2 or 3 nurses. Sometimes I go around the other side of the bed and try to scan, and then go back to the machine and cine loop back and take that. But when you're trying to get your color pictures, it's like so difficult.
It is.
So I mean, sometimes you just can't, and you can just say area if you really can't see it. I mean, that's probably not the patient's problem. I mean, they order renals on every single patient that has elevated. Yeah,
large patients. Yeah.
Functions,
stand to scan. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
Stand to scan. Oh, and so she said, place a towel over patient.
And over the bed. Girl,
keep yourself clean.
I drape the bed. I drape the patient. I am not trying to touch the patient physically with skin to skin, but I'm definitely going to have something protecting me from that patient, and I'm going to be resting on that patient. Definitely.
Yeah. For example, on last week, I scanned a testicular, really big, oozing blood and stuff. And
that's fun.
And I had to just that one I was sitting for because I was already having like a crazy day, so I sat for that. But I just placed towels underneath, and just rest my arm, and it was really easy to do.
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop. But you'd think it'd be difficult when really it's not. Don't make it easy, or make it easier for you.
Oh, Candace, you're apodictic. No, I'm good. I never have scanned with my left hand. Yeah, he had a hydrocele. Oh. I'm pretty sure he had a hydrocele with infection, probably. Right.
He had a hematoma too.
Yeah.
It was huge.
I never scan with my left hand unless No, I never scan with my left hand. I've always typed with my left, scan with my right.
I actually have scanned ascites with my left hand because I'm like on the other side.
Nice.
Now, when I don't want to move everything in the room, so I'll just put it here and scan with my left. And I've done a left carotid with my left hand because I couldn't move the machine around.
Nice.
So I just did it for that one. But it was like, I have to do it, so I'm going to do it. You know?
Yeah.
So just the one
I feel like everything is backwards when I scan with my left hand. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Yeah, it's hard.
I originally learned scanning carotids upside down. So the patient would lay down and I would scan them at the head of their neck. I had to learn how to scan.
I didn't learn that, but I've seen that on YouTube videos.
Girl, I love that way. I love that way.
I don't know how to do that.
That way is so easy. So easy. Brianna asked, that's awesome to know. I've always been really curious how cross-training works. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's asked with the modalities. Yeah. That's how cross-training works. Amy C says, has anyone ever complained or acted as if they were bothered by you using them as a rest? No. No. And you know what? It's so funny because some patients be like, oh, you're laying on me.
Oh, one time I made the guy put his arm like on my leg, like I rested
Absolutely.
his arm on my leg, to look underneath the armpit and look at the basilic, and he's like, "Oh, I get to like put my arm on your leg," kind of thing. You know, it's like,
Girl, and I will grab a man's arm and place it on my lap in a minute, and like, yep, it's okay. It's okay.
I can do the exam way better though.
Yes, exactly. Just relax. No, a patient has never complained. They have said, there's pressure or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my images. But no, they've never complained where I had to stop. It's not too much pressure where I'm stopping them from breathing. But no, not at all, Amy.
That's so funny. You'll get some patients complaining about weird things.
Yes,
definitely.
Exactly.
I can't wait to hear everyone's stories when they go to clinicals.
I know, right? Exactly. It will be fun. I can't believe.
Certified Weenie asked how important is it to graduate from a CAAHEP school,
KHEP school. I did not, and I've never been without a job. I was telling someone this the other day. One of my students, I said, it's a gray area of going to an accredited college versus a non-accredited college. And when on that application, or if it on the when you are applying for a job and the job description says, must be from an accredited school. No. They never.
If they need you, they'll need you.
They never research it. They never research it. As long as, like I said, I think that's where confidence comes in. As long as you go in knowing, like, okay, I could do this job, then it's fine. You're not. I mean, I think it's more or less of not the education that you got, but are you a good tech?
Yeah, are you a good tech? Can you scan? Do you know your protocols?
Yeah. What hours? What are your hours like?
What are your hours like, you, Miss OB Queen?
Right now I just work 8:30 to 5 on Mondays.
That's a good shift, to be honest.
Mondays only right now.
My outpatient clinic is 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So they actually just switched over to 410s.
Wow.
And then I'm per diem, so at the hospital I can get from a plethora of shifts, you guys.
Yeah,
But I'll probably get 30 to 40 hours a week with the hospital, and about 30 hours a week from the outpatient. So I'm probably working about 70 hours.
Wow.
As per diem. 2 jobs. You guys, it's not going to always be like that. But,
wait till she get married and have babies. It's not going to be like that.
I know. I need to have a family and, so that I can stop working. But
Right.
we'll see.
Until then, just stack up the chips, because I'm telling you.
Exactly. It's exactly why I came home and I got some of this.
Yep.
I mean, people, it's so funny. I bring this to lunch and I'm like, yeah, I eat this.
Yeah. I mean, it's back when I was doing those hours, it was, I would work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, go on call starting at 7 because call starts at 7, and then from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. you're on call.
Yep.
And then you would do that like 2 or 3 days out of the week, and then your weekend will be from Friday to Monday morning, all weekend, from 7 p. Friday to 7 a. Monday. And one weekend, I swear, I made like $6,000, $7,000 just in one weekend. It was a lot. But back then, call was different. I'm sure you're not going to make that now.
Yeah.
But
that's what I heard, yeah.
Call was different. You got, every time you got called to the hospital, you got paid for 3 hours, even if you only scanned one patient. So, and my pay at that time was $50 an hour. So, I mean, I would hurry up and scan that patient, and so I could get the heck out. So if you call me again, it's another 3 hours. So, if you left that hospital and, like, say you came in and I scanned Giselle, and I was only there for 20 minutes, and I would leave, then my hours, those 3 hours would stop. And then I would start another 3 hours if I got called in again for another patient, even if it was 5 minutes after I left the hospital. So it was different then. It was different then. And that's probably why I don't do call now, because it's not worth the money for me.
It's not worth, It's not worth.
No. I love those callback hours and pay. Yes, Candace, exactly.
Yeah, they were really good. That's how the first year when I started working, I had called that first year, and I made a lot of money from just call. It was about $50 to $75 per patient, plus the hourly, plus drive time.
Yeah, and then like you get your pager pay, and back then pager pay was $20 an hour. So I got my pager pay plus my hourly rate plus what, so it added up.
It all added up. But I feel like they don't do that anymore.
They don't.
Because of how many people are willing to work, newbies willing to work.
Yep.
So they can pay pretty low, I think.
They don't even pay you for pager pay, I don't think, anymore.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys know that. But like, I don't think they do. I think you just get your hourly rate.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I haven't done call in so long.
But
yeah.
Class CD Diamond. Hey girl, I'm pretty sure she's the one that got into the program, right? She said, how can you work in surgery as a DMS? How can you work in surgery? She's asking. Did you ever have to do OR?
Absolutely, you do. I'm shocked that you haven't.
I have a couple times, but it's not often.
It's not like they pay per hour. Yeah, Candace. They when I did OR, it was when I was working in a hospital, and thank you, Happy Boutique. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was more or less of hey, can you go up there and look and see if we got everything, or we need to locate this. Or breast. It was for breast, like to make sure that we're in the right area if they didn't want to do a stereotactic type thing. But yeah, like it wasn't, I did a penile. That was weird. I had to go to the OR to look at.
The OR to do a penile?
Yeah. So the guy had, this is years ago. The guy had a blockage in the urethra of the penis. And I had to go in and scan while he was sedated, and they had to like push the fluid in to see. Girl, it was weird, but it was interesting. That was my first case to do that, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Yeah. But I haven't been to the OR that many times. But
you weren't like a set tech there.
No,
you just go back.
I never seen one of those before. I never heard of it.
So she said, how can you work in surgery as a DMS? It's probably just working in a hospital and going to the OR, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any specific surgery ultrasound jobs, which maybe there are. I don't know. Maybe a surgeon's office, but that's usually done in OR.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Because usually if you want to be in OR,
DNCs. You could do DNCs too.
Oh, yeah, DNCs.
Maybe that might be an abortion clinic, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Because they have to have ultrasound unless the doctor
does it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I don't know if there's like a tech, which would be a crazy job.
Yeah, I would not like that job, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work there.
No, not at all.
I haven't heard of anything like that.
Nope.
Oh no, Brittany said she's so worried school will be shut down again due to COVID. The class a year ahead of me is so behind because they could never go into scan. Our class may be next. Aww.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's like so hard. I mean, Veronica the other day was talking about how one of her classmates was exposed and they couldn't even go to lab the next day. So
wow.
Like, how does this work? How does this work, you know? Because they have to learn.
They have to learn. So a lot of schools that I know, like a couple of students that I have in my mentoring program, they have, they send them home with like a scan on the computer type thing. It's like a little pad and you scan on there to get the organs and all that. It's not like scanning a real body, but a lot of students have asked, should I purchase my own ultrasound machine?
Oh gosh.
Just so they can have.
Would you recommend them or not?
I would not.
That's a lot of money, right?
It is a lot of money. I would not. I would not recommend them. Believe me, even though that this is a trial right now that we're going through, you'll be able to learn. Don't feel defeated. I know going through school, it may seem like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to understand this, but you will. Definitely do all of the like didactic portion. Make sure you understand the book, the anatomy, the physics of it all. And the scanning, somebody will teach you. Yeah. You can always come to me.
Oh, you guys, you can go to her. And teach you how to scan.
I will. I'm looking into. It should be up and running by next year. But
oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking to do an externship site because, they put out these students, and you want to make sure that they're putting out good students and people that know how to scan. So. I don't know.
That's a possibility. Curly Shanae, how much time did they allot for each patient? I mean, 30 minutes, about to an hour, depending, but mostly 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then she was saying, I wanted to let you know that she was saying that one of her clinical sites was at an abortion clinic.
Wow.
And she said she was there for 5 weeks and they had 2 techs there.
What?
Crazy? I had no idea.
I did not. What kind of exams did she do?
Yeah. Honey bun, what kind of exams were there? Were there probably like pelvics and OBs and all that? And then, Daisy said, hi, chicas. Glad I made it.
Hi, Daisy.
Hey, Daisy. Curly Shanae, honey bun said first trimesters. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Dang. And post-op. Dang. I don't know. I feel like that would be such a hard job.
Yeah. I would not be able to do that. I couldn't do that.
Nicholas was asking any advice for aspiring male techs. Tamika's good at that question.
If you're a male and you want to be in this profession, go for it. The sky's the limit. There's no restrictions on you being a male tech or getting into this field. A lot of male techs venture off into the vascular world just so they don't have to be uncomfortable with scanning a woman inappropriately, if that makes sense. But it's, even as I know a male tech, he trained me. He's great. His name is Kyle. And he really took me under his wing and taught me. He's taught me OB. He taught me the vascular part of things. He taught me how to do a pelvic. So, I mean, he scanned techs. He was a male sonographer. He's been in business for years. But he did everything. He did not just do vascular. He did everything. And so, one thing that he was just like, I'm good. I'm not going to do was breast. But I feel that's more of a female to female type of exam anyways. But a man can do it. It's just a lot of women probably will say no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll tell you this. My supervisor is a male, and our most senior tech is a male.
Nice.
And then our lead tech on the weekend is a male.
Yeah.
So we have those guys. And then we have another tech that works in our ER 3 days, 12-hour shifts, is a male.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple males in our
And they do everything. They do everything.
They do everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Breast even. They do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I don't
pelvics, they really do everything.
They do. And I don't want a man to feel like they can't go into this field. There's money to be made in this field, and there's great opportunity for male techs. You could travel, you could do all that type of stuff. The sky's
be a supervisor.
Yeah, and I don't feel like a male is discriminated in this field.
No, I don't think so either.
A lot of knowledge, a lot of men have a lot of knowledge about this. I'm trying to get Kyle to do an interview with me. He's like, I'm trying to get a shave. I'm like, oh my gosh. But just so he
That's
can.
a smart one to do. Ask the male.
Yeah, just so he could get the male perspective on that.
That's good. And I've worked at plenty of hospitals, all with male techs. So.
Yep.
By all means. Advice: go for it and do it.
Go for it and do it.
Hi, bro, Ed.
Ashley.
Nicholas said thank you, ladies.
Oh, you're welcome, Nicholas. I was gonna say Nick, but you're welcome, Nicholas. Ashley Foss on YouTube says, "How often do you encounter blood or bad wounds?"
Blood. Well, think about pelvic vaginal bleeding exams.
Hi, Stephanie.
Those are probably the main things, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had women who, a lot of blood, when I had to deal with blood, I never had to touch the blood, but when we had to deal with it and see it physically, it was more or less if they were having a spontaneous abortion, meaning that they were having a miscarriage, active miscarriage, and it was really it was a lot of blood. Past that, wounds is typically dealing with like a vascular surgeon where, or if the patient had an amputee, diabetes, wound care, who has a wound that won't heal, stuff like that. Never something. Now, it may be gross, but I get a lot of exams for like rule out abscesses. So, you might have one where I had to look at like this guy's rectal area. It was like.
You did that? I haven't had to do one of those yet.
What is the area between the anus and the vagina? What's that area?
There's a word for it.
Yes.
Because someone told me about it. There's a word for it. Anyone know?
Yeah, I know, right? Crystal,
anymore.
Where are you at?
I know there's a word.
Yes. So
I'm pretty sure I had to scan it one time.
That's where the area rule out abscess was. Yeah. Perineum. Yep.
Good job, honey. Fun.
Yes. Good job.
Candace too.
Good job, Candace.
I need to. You guys, let's do like anatomy quizzes or something.
I know, right? Exactly. That would be cool.
We're so bad. It's like, oh gosh.
We need to play Jeopardy. Yeah, that area, perineum area, and it was a doozy. But you scan it, you put a probe cover on your probe, and you keep on pushing.
What was it? Was there just like something? Was there a cyst, a gland, or?
It was actually he felt a lump there, and it was red and painful, so they wanted to make sure it wasn't an abscess.
I actually had an abscess recently on a kiddo who had a appendectomy a couple weeks ago. Came back for abdominal pain. Doctor ordered an abdomen complete when really it's just an abdomen limited because they wanted to check right lower quadrant and the belly button area. So right lower quadrant, I didn't see anything. Just a lot of poop and bowel. But at the belly button, there was an abscess.
Nice.
And you know what they did? They confirmed on CT.
Nice. Congratulations.
Saw it too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy and scary.
An appendectomy is he had his appendix removed. And an abscess is an infection right below the skin, like subcutaneous area of the skin layers. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually they appear redness,
pain,
any oozing from the area.
Mm-hmm. Broken skin. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Brittany said, all I could think was peritoneum. Like peritoneum.
Yep.
And then Bro Ed is listening and learning. Thanks for being here, Bro Ed.
Thank you, Bro Ed.
Amy's asking, can a patient request to see their own ultrasound images from their doctor? How does that work over for you?
You know what? You could always request your images from whoever scanned your whatever radiology hospital or radiology clinic. You could just say, hey, I need a copy of my exam CD. You might have to pay for it.
Because it's theirs.
It could be, yeah, it's theirs.
Right?
You could request a copy of it.
To you.
And you could also request a copy of the report.
And then Daisy, I don't know if you see Daisy said, I have a question. This is a good one. Are you ladies happy where you are in your sonography career? Have you ladies thought of ever taking on a sonography leader role such as in management? I think Tamika is gonna.
I have thought about it. I have interviewed for a lead tech. Well, no, for a manager position to run 3 facilities.
What?
But I didn't get it. They gave it to a guy, but he had been there for 20 years at this place, so he knew the places all. And I had just started, so it was fine. Yeah. But no, I don't know. I don't think I want the stresses of someone calling in sick and then I have to find and scramble or rearrange my schedule or whatever. But I would love the title of it.
Yeah, right.
If that makes sense.
Be called a leader, supervisor.
Yeah. I think, well, the job that I'm at now, before I left, I was the lead tech. So that was nice. But it was no different. I didn't get paid more.
Are you happy where you are in your career? Or do you feel like
no? I feel like, okay, I'm happy now, but there's always room to grow. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like I could definitely be further. Like I should be sitting on boards and, on that type of thing. I think
things like Candace is doing.
Yeah, like I should be doing interviews, and I feel like that's like the area of growing where I want to go. Sit on medical boards and stuff like that.
There you go. You should do something. I wonder, how do you even get onto those things?
That's probably why I haven't gotten on them, because I don't know.
Candace said clinical coordinator or committee. So yeah, like maybe on like ARDMS or like ultrasound.
Now I am with ARDMS. Well, they'll send me like what do you think about, like they want my review on certain things. They don't use my name, but they want my review on things like we're thinking about launching out this way. What are your views on that?
Like your opinion.
Yeah, but other than that, like no.
Candace is about to get her bachelor's.
Congratulations, Candace. I'm thinking about getting mine. That's weird, huh?
I mean, they should. It'll go by fast, like we tell everyone. It will go by fast.
You have your bachelor's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about getting now what I do want to do is this, and this is weird because I just said I don't want to, but I don't want to be a manager and a lead tech. I would be a lead tech, but you have to have a master's degree to to be a program director. I would love to be a program director.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool job.
That would be the only reason why I would go to do my master's as well, or to be a professor. Because I think you need to have a master's to be
yes, you do.
A professor. Yeah,
you do.
So, and I think that our program needs some work, and I think it's possible that it can. It's been run by just very few people.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of us can help the program become better.
Yes.
I know it's just hard here in Nevada.
Can you imagine having a ultrasound program ran strictly by ultrasound techs?
Yeah, I mean
that would be ideal, right?
that's how it should be.
You would think so. I don't want a doctor running the program. You don't even know how to scan. Like, I want ultrasound techs teaching me ultrasound.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a big shocker, I think, for some of us when this was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's completely different now, but some of us like had no idea.
Right.
Some of the things we were about to, do, which I find that a lot of the other programs in the U.S., because we've met so many ultrasound students, that they're preparing them pretty well, and as they should be prepared really well.
Yes.
So I think that we could use some work over here, and possible, but I'd have to go back to my master's. So
I do. I mean, I would have to get my BA, and Candace is kind of like convincing me to go. She says she starts next month, and
online.
It's online. I should do it with her. I might do that, Candace. I just might.
There's your buddy.
I know, right? And you probably learned a lot with just all your sonographers, with the teachers being sonographers. I mean, you get to know both sides of both worlds.
Ins and outs.
Yeah.
Like the pre and then like post, really, because you would get to know everything.
Yep.
From patient care to learning the physiology of it.
Yes, exactly. Candace says, let's do it. Okay, Candace. Send me the information.
Yeah, you guys should definitely do it. Let me know how it goes. Yomahira asked, is it worth getting a bachelor's? I already have a bachelor's in a non-medical field.
The non-medical field bachelor is just as good as getting a bachelor's in ultrasound. BA, just having your bachelor's period in anything is perfect. Getting your sonographer license and all that, that's just an extra additive.
Yes. And even if you get just an associate's in ultrasound, it's just as good because you can get a job.
Right, exactly.
And then you'll have the bachelor's and you can still continue on with that bachelor's, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's very good.
Yep. And Amy C, it says, what is a master's in sonography called? I think just a master of I don't think there is a master's. I know there's a bachelor's degree.
I know there's associates and bachelors. There probably could be a master's. I don't know. I've never really heard of one.
I've never heard of it either.
Most of them do masters in something like health sciences, like healthcare administration, masters in biology, any of the health things. You can even go for like nursing, education, business.
Right.
Master's really in anything is what you need as a master's.
Right.
But ultrasound is mainly
I haven't seen a master's either.
Bachelor's.
I never heard of a master's either, Karen or Candace. Yeah, no. Amy, I don't think there's a master's in sonography.
Because you don't need a master's. But can you imagine if they made it that ultrasound needed a master's? You guys, I mean, we're pretty much on the doctor's level. Hey.
Right. Exactly.
But I mean, think about how much we can do with an associate's. So.
Yep. What time do you work tomorrow?
I work at 7.
Oh my gosh, girl, go to bed.
I know, right?
Oh,
we're coming up onto 2 hours, so.
Yeah.
Any last minute questions you want to answer?
You're such a trooper. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
I had fun. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
We're going to try to do this, and I don't know if Giselle will agree, but once a month. Like, this is amazing.
I would be down. Yeah. Once a month. Do you want to do Friday Night Lives? I mean, it doesn't matter when.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yes.
But I like answering questions.
I do too.
Listening to what you're up to because it's really nice to see.
I know. It's nice to hang out and answer questions.
Our last live was 2 months ago?
Yes.
What was it? Was it 2 months ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot has changed since then. Hi, Desmarie. Oh my gosh, it's okay. It's gonna be on our YouTubes and our Instagrams.
Yes. I'm so tired. I passed out, girl. I'm tired too. Don't even play.
I know. But you are a trooper too. Thank you so much for all your information, for helping everyone so much, for hanging out.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Giselle, thank you again. You're awesome. You're amazing.
I appreciate it. I really love what I do, and I know you do too. I mean, it goes to show we both have different amount of years to
Yes.
Experiences, and I still have a lot to learn.
Yes, I do too. I do too. I learn every day.
Learning too.
Yep.
It just goes to show.
Yes.
We love it, and we just want to help.
Oh, thank you, Beloved XO. You're welcome, Lily.
We really appreciate the support. To be honest,
yes.
The YouTube thing is hard.
Yes.
Ultrasound is small on YouTube. We do know everybody else too. Christy, Jamie, Rachel has a channel. I don't know if you've seen Rachel's videos. She's got.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, she's got some videos up on there. She's got like a what's in her backpack video.
Oh, how cute! I have to go watch it. I have to go watch it. You never stop learning, Candace. Right? Exactly. No, I have to go watch it. Send me the link.
It really is. It's a small, but everyone knows each other. Small world, everyone knows each other, and so you guys, networking is everything.
And Giselle is growing so fast, so fast. She's growing, girl. She has superseded me. Okay, and I'm so proud of her.
But your channel has so much.
I am so proud of her.
If you haven't checked her out, please go to her channel. She's been doing this way longer than I have.
You're so funny.
So, her insight is
I love
gold.
Thank you, Brittany. You're welcome. Yeah. She's inspiring me because obviously, you guys, I don't put out a video every week. I do try. I'm going to try to do Vlogmas 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm going to try
for that.
I'm going to try to do that and put out something for each day. But yeah, so.
I mean, you guys, videotaping and editing is a lot of work. You guys don't know how many hours I work 40 to 70 hours a week, but I still edit about 10 to 20 hours a week too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And videotaping on top of that.
Yep.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. It's
but I
so
love
much.
That, you can do it with your family. You can be at home.
Oh, Candace, thank you. Thank you, Candace.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, we thank you guys for your support. We're here for you guys.
We do. Thank you guys so much. So much. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on this live with us. And we will see you guys in a month together. Yeah.
We'll see you in January. Oh my gosh, the new year.
I know, the new year. Yay for a new year.
New year.
You get some rest, Giselle. Thank you for hanging out.
Yes, thank you.
All righty.
Good night.
All right. Bye, you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. I wish I could put hearts on this, but I can't.
I know. I can't either. I don't know how to.
We can't do it all.
Bye, sweetheart.
Hi, Emma. I don't know how long I'll be on, but I'm almost home. I need to get in bed. Long day. Okay, see you soon. Get yourself home. Hi, Kim.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys. You guys were awesome. Thank you for the support. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.